Skeletal structures. The human skeleton consists of 206 bones, organized into two main sections, the axial and the appendicular skeletons. The axial skeleton includes the skull, vertebral column, ribs, and the sternum. This forms the central structure of the body. The skull is made up of 22 bones, including the cranium and facial bones. The vertebral column, consisting of 33 vertebrae, with some fused into the sacrum and coccyx, protects the spinal cord, while the 12 pairs of ribs and the sternum protect the vital organs such as the heart and the lungs. The appendicular skeleton includes the limbs and the girdles that attach them to the axial skeleton. The pectoral girdles, made up of the clavicles and scapulae, connects the arms, while the upper limbs consist of the humerus, radius, ulna, carpals, metacarpals, and phalanges. The pelvic girdle, made up of 2 hip bones, connects the legs, which are composed of the femur, patella, tibia, fibula, tarsals, metatarsals, and the phalanges again. This intricate framework supports movement, protects internal organs, and provides structure for muscle attachment. The joints of the human body are where 2 or more bones meet, allowing for movement and flexibility. They are classified into 3 main types: fibrous joints, cartilaginous joints, and synovial joints. Fibrous joints are connected by dense connective tissue and allow little to no movement, such as the sutures between skull bones. Cartilaginous joints are connected by cartilage and permit limited movement, like the pubic symphysis and intervertebral discs. The most common and movable are synovial joints, which feature a synovial cavity filled with fluid for lubrication. These include ball and socket joints, such as the shoulder and the hip, hinge joints such as the knee, elbow, and ankle, pivot joints, such as the atlas and the axis in the neck, condyloid joints, which are the wrist and fingers, saddle joints, which is the thumb, and finally gliding joints, which are intercarpal joints in the wrist. Each joint type allows specific ranges and types of movement, contributing to the body's mobility and functionality. What is a pull-up? A pull-up is a bodyweight exercise that primarily targets the muscles of the upper body, particularly the latissimus dorsi, biceps, and shoulders. It is performed by gripping a horizontal bar with your palms facing away from you. This is overhand grip. And pulling your body upward until your chin passes above the bar. During the movement, your arms and back muscles work together to lift your body, while your core stabilizes your posture. Pull-ups are often considered a challenging exercise due to the need for extreme upper body strength. Variations of pull-ups include chin-ups, where the palms face towards you, and neutral grip pull-ups, where the palms face each other. Pull-ups are effective for building upper body strength, improving posture, and enhancing grip strength. What muscles are involved, and how do they work together to produce this movement? A pull-up engages multiple muscles, primarily in the upper body, to propel yourself upwards. The latissimus dorsi, also known as the lats, are the primary muscles responsible for pulling the arms downward, while the biceps brachii help bend the elbows and draw the body up. The rhomboids and trapezius assist in retracting the scapulae, stabilizing the shoulder blades, and aiding the upward motion. The brachialis which is located beneath the biceps, also helps with elbow flexion. The infraspinatus, which is part of the rotator cuff, stabilizes the shoulder joint. The deltoids help stabilize the shoulder and assist in the movement. Core muscles, including the rectus abdominis, obliques, and erector spinae, contract isometrically to stabilize the torso and prevent swinging. During the downward phase, the muscles contract eccentrically to control the descent, and during the upward phase, they contract concentrically to lift the body, with the core providing stability throughout the movement. What is a counter movement jump? A counter movement jump is a type of vertical jump that involves a brief downward motion before jumping upward. The movement begins by quickly bending the knees and hips, which stores potential energy in the muscles, particularly the quadriceps, hamstrings, and the calves. The downward motion is followed by an explosive upward jump from a stationary position. This action is commonly used in sports to improve explosive power, enhance athletic performance, and jump height. Counter movement jumps are often performed in training to develop plyometric strength and are a key test of power output in athletic assessments. What muscles are involved and how must they work together to produce the movement of a counter movement jump? A counter movement jump involves a sequence of muscle contractions that work together to produce an explosive upward movement. During the downward phase of the counter movement, the quadriceps, which are located at the front of the thigh, contract eccentrically to control knee flexion as the body bends at the knees, while the hamstrings, which are located at the back of the thigh, also contract eccentrically to control the bending of the knee and stabilize the hip joint. The gluteus maximus contracts eccentrically to control hip flexion and stabilize the pelvis, while the calf muscles, also known as the gastrocnemius and soleus, contract eccentrically to control ankle dorsiflexion, which means to point the foot upwards. This eccentric loading stores potential energy in the muscles and tendons, particularly in the Achilles tendon and the muscles of the lower body. During the upward phase, the jump, stored elastic energy is released as the muscles contract concentrically. The quadriceps extend the knee to push the body upward. The hamstrings assist with hip extension, and the gluteus maximus powerfully extends the hip, contributing to the jump's height. The calf muscles contract concentrically to plantar flexor ankle, meaning to point the toes, which provides the final push off the ground. The core muscles, including the rectus abdominis, obliques, and the erector spinae, as said earlier, contract isometrically to stabilize the torso and maintain posture, preventing excessive movement. Additionally, the upper body muscles, such as the deltoids, biceps, and triceps, may contract to assist with arm swinging, generating momentum to aid the upward motion. Together, these muscles contractions enable a powerful, explosive jump. In conclusion to this, knowing how the muscles, bones, and joints work under exercise is critically important for a multitude of reasons, all of which contribute to enhancing performance, promoting long-term health, and preventing injuries. A fundamental understanding of how these systems interact allows you to perform exercises with proper form, which directly impacts the quality and effectiveness of your workout. When you understand the specific muscles bones, and joints involved in each movement, you can ensure that the intended muscles are engaged and activated properly, maximizing strength, endurance, and overall athletic performance. For example, knowing how to position your body during a squat ensures that your legs are doing the work whilst minimizing unnecessary stress on your knees or lower back. In contrast, improper form, which can be caused due to lack of understanding of the exercise, can lead to insufficient muscle engagement, limiting the exercise's benefits and causing compensatory movement patterns that overload vulnerable areas of the body, such as the joints. Beyond performance, knowing how muscles, bones, and joints function under exercise is essential for injury prevention. Our muscles, bones, and joints have specific ranges of motion and capacities for force. And understanding these limitations allow you to avoid pushing the body too far beyond its natural movement patterns. This knowledge is especially valuable when performing high impact or complex movements like pull-ups, deadlifts, or running. As an example, a pull-up requires coordination between several upper body muscles and joint movements. If you fail to understand how the shoulders, elbows, and wrists should work together, you may unintentionally place excess strain on your shoulder joints, which could lead to rotator cuff injuries. Similarly, understanding how the joint functions during a lunge helps to prevent overextension or improper loading that could result in knee pain or injury. By being aware of your body's mechanics, you can make adjustments to exercises to ensure you're not overloading your joints or risking an injury. Furthermore, a deep understanding of skeletal, muscular, and joint systems helps you tailor your exercise routine to optimize performance and target specific goals. Whether you're aiming to build strength, improve flexibility, increase endurance, or recover from an injury, obtaining knowledge of how your muscles and joints work allows you to create a more personalized and effective program. For instance, if you know which muscles are weak or tight, you can focus on exercises that specifically strengthen or stretch those muscles. If you know that a certain joint is prone to strain or overuse, you can modify exercises to protect that area while still achieving your desired training outcomes. This approach to exercise planning helps you make the most of your training and ensures that your efforts are both effective and efficient. In addition to performance and injury prevention, understanding how the body functions under exercise is crucial for rehabilitation and recovery purposes. Muscles, joints, and bones all experience micro tears and stress during exercise. This is normal, but however, recovery is equally as important for progress. Understanding the recovery needs of your body, you can ensure that your muscles and joints repair properly and return to optimal function. For example, knowing how to target certain muscle groups with stretching or foam rolling can help alleviate tightness and prevent muscle imbalances